Welcome to Alley Danks, presented by two basketfuls, Bill
Hello, Konstantinos.
and myself, Konstantinos.
Yeah, so 2022-23 season is about to begin in some hours. So we are really excited for a brand new Euroleague season. And this is, I think, the first year after 3 years of some kind of disruptions that we will finally have a full calendar. I mean, touch wood, nothing exceptional will happen that will cause cancellations, right?
That's true. So, around the corner is the Euroleague regular season, and as well as the Euroleague fantasy begins. So, in this episode, we will create our team based on our personal choices and opinion, and of course, according to the rules of the classic mode for the Euroleague draft, for the Euroleague fantasy.
Before I go to the rules, just I wanted to mention that, as you said, our team is the same name with the show, Alley-Oop Dunks, and we have our own open public classic mode league. So guys, feel free to join us. We will have in the description below all the info if you want to be part of our league. It's just for fun. Maybe in the future we will create some draft leagues, private draft leagues. We will see, depending the appetite. So yeah, we'll pass back to you, Konstantinos, to maybe check the basic rules of
The
the
classic mode.
EuroLeague. Yeah.
Yes. And also would like to add, we really like and would like to uh, share with us your team, your ideas in the comment section below. And let's see the rules now. So first you see how a player can gain points and how a player can lose points. So a simple example in this case is it is very, very important, for example, if you select a player that is very good at free throws and also draws fouls, because then he will get more points than losing points, of course.
So players like the color, right? They will just get a foul, and then if that leads them to free throw, they will get pretty much 3 points if they make both. So yeah, that's a good one.
That's true. The call is almost automatic from the free throw line.
Always.
A legend. Then we have the coaches scoring.
Mhm. So for the coaches, there are a couple of different rules.
Yes, because coaches, it's very, very important to select the not the correct coach, but if you see, you have to see also the matchups per round. Because if you see, a coach can give you from plus 10 to potentially plus 25 if this team wins by 20 or more points. But also, it can give you -5 and or -20 if that team loses by 20 or more points.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Mhm.
So quite strategic then, the credits you will use for selecting a coach, because in the end of the day you don't want to devalue, and at the same time you don't want to be losing points. So
Exactly.
this is a very tricky selection, selecting a coach. And I just wanted to add there are maybe a couple of values and price variations, as we were saying about increasing players' value, have capital gains, or devaluating. And I have to admit, me and Konstantinos, we usually have our private draft leagues with our friends, and we don't really play that much in the public one. And I didn't really know about injuries. So it seems like if you have an injured player in your roster, he loses value if he doesn't play a game.
So, for example, we all have seen that Shane Larkin is injured now and will be absent for 2 or 3 months. So you may keep these credits, you may spend it for other players, Alternatively, and when Shane Larkin is back, then you may pick him for your team if you want.
Yeah, and last year's MVP, Mirotic is injured. Quite many players are injured. Sengelia, like top tier players.
Top tier,
Um,
exactly. Top tier players.
yeah, and actually, take this opportunity to say that um, we are going to give regular updates on any breaking news in terms of injuries or transfer news or anything that has to do with the EuroLeague teams that affect also your fantasy team. So if you would like, you can follow us on Twitter on Alley-Oop Dunks channel as well.
Mhm. That will be for all the latest updates, and we will share it up to the last moment before the round begins.
So should we go through to create a team live?
Yes, I think that's what we're all waiting for.
You mean
So,
just me and you, right?
well, just me and you and our viewers. So now it's the time that you see when you first begin, you
Mhm.
have 100 credits, you have unlimited trades, you can change your team even to the last minute. If you see now, clock is ticking, we have 16 hours and then 43 minutes until they're off. So
Do you
should
mean we
we
can make
start?
16 versions of our team?
Can you imagine every hour you create a different team? That would be that would be great.
Yeah.
uh, So, one of the questions that we have is
Yeah.
coach or players?
Where to
What?
start, huh? Um,
Yes.
from what we've just seen,
Hmm.
I would definitely want to avoid um, getting a coach that probably down on the road will give me points, but he will lose the next game because
Hmm.
I'm gonna be losing games that all my players getting. So I
Hmm.
think worth looking at the fixtures for these first
Hmm.
games. Yeah. So we have, from what I see here, of course, guys, that the timestamp is different depending on the time zone you are.
Hmm.
So don't pay that attention to that much attention. But from what I see here, we have first game um, Villeurbanne against Milano, Armani Milano. Um, I think probably that's a win for Armani. I think they have a
Is
full
the favorite?
roster,
Yeah.
high quality. They play away, but probably I will give them the upper hand, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And then
I
we
agree.
have, yeah, then we have Panathinaikos and Real Madrid. Panathinaikos is a completely new team with a new coach. Real has is a probably one of the most, if not the most, stacked team in terms of rosters.
Hmm.
New coach though, but I think they probably have the quality to see that game through. So I will give that to Real as well. And the next one is a tough one. We have Maccabi, again, new coach, new team, very good players on the roster, on the paper. We need to see how these all connect together and play in the court. I would
Yes.
say probably, yeah, probably they have the upper hand against Zalgiris, mainly because they play at home, right? Even if it's an opener, I think down in Tel Aviv, that's a really good home.
Yeah, I think
So,
so. Zalgiris is a tough team to beat, but Maccabi has a home court advantage in this game, and also, every game in Maccabi Stadium is full. The arena will be full, and
mm,
they just want to see this team succeed, and that's why they bring so many veterans, so many quality players, and they want to build a unique group going in this season.
yeah. Um, for the next one, we have a Spanish derby, Valencia versus Basconia. Um, is a tough one to call, but I think probably Valencia have the upper hand. But again, could be unpredictable. Then we have a really tough game. So we have Bayern Munich versus Fenerbahce in Istanbul. Um, from one side, we have a very stable team that has been like the core of the players has been together for quite long. They have the same coach, Andrea Trinchieri, that is having, this team been I don't know if he's overachieving or not, but consistently around the playoff run and in the playoffs lately. Um, so Fenerbahce, on the other hand, is a new team with a new coach, many good players on the roster, um, really nice guard duo. Bielica also coming back.
He may
Um,
not play though. He may not play the game.
very
Uh,
good point for that one.
uh, we have to check up to the last minute if
Mm.
Bilic will be available for Fenerbahce. But yeah, it's very, very tough game.
Probably stay away from that, to be honest, right?
Yes, yes. It can go either way. It can
Okay.
go either way because, as you said, Andrea Trinchieri, he always manages to build a very tough team and very strong and tough team. And especially they have the home court now because they're playing at their own arena. But on the other hand, Fenerbahce is like one of the classic teams in the last years, based on their quality, based on their coach, based on their management they always present a very good team.
But they
uh,
are been through rebuild, right? So this is really a new team this year.
yes, yes,
Um,
yes, that's the tricky part. They have a new coach
mm.
and a lot of new players, so
Okay,
they may need time to adjust altogether.
agree, agree. Maybe we stay away in terms of
Mhm.
code selection there.
Yes.
Um, and then we have the champions, Anadolu Efes, playing against the Red Stars of Belgrade. Um, I believe, although Anadolu usually starts slow the season and then rolls and be almost unbeatable in the second half,
Yep.
probably has the upper hand on this one because they're playing at home as well. But the Red Stars have a new coach as well. Um, I would probably go with FS on this. We need to check how expensive is Ataman though, because probably it's one of the most expensive
if
selections.
if not the most expensive, yeah.
Yeah. Um, and then Alba Berlin versus Partizan. That would be another interesting game. Alba ha- I could say sometimes is unpredictable. They have a very good rotation on the team. Most of players have a good playing time. They have some really good players like Madolo, like Sigma. Um, so Partizan, although they have a new coach, they have many stars as well in the team.
Mhm.
So although Alba is great, I may give the upper hand to Partizan here. I don't know. What do you think, Ostadinos?
Well, from one hand you have Alba Berlin, and the main pillar of this team is Lok Sigma. But every year they present a very nice group. It's a very nice team, especially at the beginning of Euroleague. They have some very, very nice performances to remember
Mm.
at the beginning. On the other hand, I have to say, Željko Brlović, welcome back to Euroleague. Yes, it's the coach with the most trophies. So you know when he is in the building, when he is sitting next to the bench, then you know that this team can do something and can turn a game around any moment
So,
because he has his own way. And Partizan has a quality players and also brought very good players now. For example, Dante Exum, James Nunnally. So they bring experienced veterans from EuroLeague to join that group of guys with Kevin Pander and Zach Ledane. So
mm,
I think I would give it to Partizan.
yeah.
And I would give it to Partizan also because of the coach.
Yeah, it seems like, as you said, they've put some experience on the power, and I think um, they gonna try to do a run for the playoffs.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if they managed to, because it's a very competitive EuroLeague this year.
Yeah.
Um, but playing against Alba probably, yes. So next one, oh, that's the pick of
Yes.
the day for me. So Virtus Bologna, the Euro Cup winners,
Hmm.
a very stacked team, many stars, and of course Cariolo, versus Monaco, another team that potentially could be a joy to watch. We don't know yet, but just looking at the roster, um, you get excited only by looking at the starting five, right?
Exactly. Just an exciting team to see.
I'm staying away. I don't know who will win. I just
Well,
want to watch this game live. That's all.
this is like the last two games. First, the Virtus Bologna. Again, welcome back, Virtus, to Euroleague, versus Monaco, and Barcelona versus Olympiacos. It's like the tip of the iceberg. Just stay away from these two games. It's like, I don't know, but Euroleague just wanted the first two rounds just to end with these two games. These are I think the games that we're all waiting to watch.
Yeah,
This
it's a pity because we also want to watch Barcelona Olympiacos live. So what you watch first? Maybe we'll
exactly.
have to
It's a
maybe we'll have
dilemma.
to watch later on demand. One of the
Maybe.
two.
Maybe that's true. But from one hand you have in Virtus Scariolo as a coach. From Monaco you have Obradovic. Um, Barcelona with Saras, of course, and Olympiacos with Bartzokas. I will stay away from these coaches, to be honest, because these games can go either way very easily.
Just to verify, you only mean just because of these
Of
fixtures,
the
right?
matchup, just because of the matchup,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
based on the quality of the coaches, there are four top coaches
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
Scariolo, Saras.
Yeah.
We all know them, and Barzokas, of course, and Obradovic as well.
Yeah. 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 Okay, so then to sum up, then we said from Armani,
Hmm.
Ettore Messina, then we have Real, we had Maccabi, Katas, and Mubru, Valencia,
Hmm.
and Ataman and Zelimir Obradovic from Partizan.
Yes.
If you can just select them from maybe the
Hmm.
head coach to check their value.
Of course. Let me select Anadolu.
And that's a question now to you,
Hmm.
because obviously I would expect Ataman to be the most expensive.
Yes.
What do we do? I would, in my opinion, I would try to get to the one that has, that I pay less credits, but I have the most chances to win. So it's more of a trade-off. So not the one that will have more
So,
chances to win, because
hmm
probably that's the most expensive, and also
hmm
not the cheapest on our options, but the one that has the best balance between these two. That would be my way of choosing.
hmm hmm So, let me
Mhm.
put it like this.
All right.
So, we have these five coaches: Ataman from FS, Messina
Too
from
expensive.
yes, Messina from Armani again, too expensive. Katash, I think a well balanced choice with 7.7. Uh, Zelimir Bravic for me, I would that would be my pick personally, and then Alex Mumru, new team, new coach. If Valencia was not playing with Basconia, I would go for Mumru, to be honest.
Mhm.
But because they're playing against Basconia, it's unpredictable. This game can go either way. Then I'll say my pick will be Zeljko Bradovic from Partizan.
Yeah, looking at that, I would agree. I would not select Ataman or Messina because of the credits that would cost me.
Mhm,
As you said, Mubro is a Spanish derby, so although they're playing home, maybe is not the same than
mhm,
traveling somewhere else in Europe when they play in Spain.
mhm.
So then I'm between Katas and Zelimir, but Katas is a new coach this year, so
New team
Zelimir
as
is
well.
also cheaper. So probably agree with you. Let's go with Obradovic in this one.
Zelko.
Yeah, definitely agree.
So Zelko, welcome back again to Euroleague and to our team as a coach.
Okay, I think you saw us already your preferences, but that's
Yes,
okay.
I'm sorry. I've just yeah.
So my question now,
Mhm.
um, do we go by position the roster, or do we select a name related players? So like which one we want to be our usually our captain, which one we want to be our main focus of the team?
Personally, I always go by name. I don't go by position.
So you mean
That's
what's your first selections, no matter the position, right?
Yeah, so for example, I did that also last year
Yeah.
in our own draft
Mhm.
we had.
Yeah.
So, for example, I wanted Sasha Vezenkov, and because I just believe that this player can have a good year, and to be honest, he had an MVP type of year. He didn't get the MVP, but he was so um, well played in this group, and we saw also in the last Eurobasket with Bulgaria, he kept it up. He didn't stop at any moment. He can be productive, even if he cannot keep scoring, he will grab rebounds. So he can affect the game in multiple ways. And fantasy wise, this gives you points.
Oh yeah,
That's what you
I
need.
have to agree.
That's what you need. You need to get points, even if you have a player cannot keep the scoring up. Yeah, grab rebounds. That's a good. Give assist. That's another good. That's another how you can gain points. So, in my opinion, Vezankov will be my choice. To be honest.
Um, Zenkov. So I was thinking, yeah, that's good. Let's see,
Mhm.
depending the credits.
Let me see forward.
I would go no, just any position because
Okay.
yeah, just let's see
Mhm.
what we have. So Mirotic, as we said, is injured, so it will be losing value. So let's stay away from that. Larkin as well,
Mhm.
Bielitz as well, Singelia off. So um, looking at that, yeah, I would love to get one of Tavares or Mike James
Mhm.
or Vezenkov. I think that's my three stars, one of these three.
Mhm.
Um, and if you look at the selection,
Mhm.
I can see 20.2% of the users
Yes.
have selected Sasa Vezenkov and almost 20% as well Tavares. And
Mhm.
another 13, if I can see well, Mike James.
Yes. Yes. That's correct.
Very, yeah, very, very. And Miss, it's 25. So these are the most um, celebrated, let's say,
Mhm.
fantasy
It.
players at this start.
Mhm.
Looking at that, I would agree. Vezenkov cost the less credit, so yeah, let's go for Vezenkov. And also agree with your point before. I think
Mhm.
last year, if it wasn't for these big alpha dog names in EuroLeague, like Mirotic, Misic, Larkin, James, we should be hearing about MVP conversations for Vezenkov. At least, if not on the playing field, for fantasy wise, he was one of the MVPs, definitely. Yeah.
Yes, but he was very, very productive, and he managed to be on that team of Olympiacos. He managed to be even a focal point for
Yeah,
that team.
yeah, yeah. So I would say now we go with the scorer.
Okay. Hmm.
So I would think something like, again, James or De Colo, or because De Colo will be um, in Villeurbanne, and
Yes.
actually I think is probably, although he says he's gonna be their actual leader and he would need to get score.
Mhm.
And also I'm thinking Panther as well.
Kevin Ponder is another option. Yes, at 15.8%. That means that he's chosen very frequently among all the EuroLeague fantasy players. So I think
And
Ponder.
Wilbekin, by the way, would be a good scorer to have.
Oh yes,
Um,
and because Wilbekin will be the main scorer from that Fenerbahce. I mean, Nick Calathes is more of a uh,
Distributor, right?
first pass first
Yeah, yeah,
point
yeah.
guard. Exactly. So Wilbekin is the guy to go for scorer.
Yeah. So actually, 11.8 Panther and 11.6 Wilbeck, in my opinion, is
Hmm.
seems like a good deal when the call on his age. We don't know.
Hmm.
I hope he stays healthy. He didn't have to play with France this summer.
Hmm.
But if there is no any load management, it could be tough playing still at his age 25 plus minutes game in game out, especially with a
Yes.
full calendar, right? So in that case, James probably too expensive, having already Venzekov in our team.
Mhm.
So I would think Panther um, and Wilbekin, and maybe if we can make it credit wise, we check later if we take out Wilbekin. But
Okay.
definitely Panther is a Loka thing, right?
Yes, Ponder is a lock because he can give score and he will give score from this Partizan team. And of course, yes, I can. We can start. We can choose Wilbekin and see if it fits under the current credit amount we have. Then we can continue and keep him. Otherwise, we can move him out and find an alternative option.
By the way, last year Panther, amazing contribution on Eurocup fantasy when we
That's true.
had a team.
Hmm.
And also he has proved in the past he's a EuroLeague material. He's also the captain of the team.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, I think it's a good choice.
And if I'm not mistaken, Scotty Wilbekin was the MVP of the first round last year.
Was he? Okay.
Was he? Because
I
I
don't know.
lost
Yeah,
I lost the in our draft the game because
yeah.
Scotty Wilbekin, I think he had an efficiency of 31. He
Wow.
was the main, he was the MVP of the first round. I still remember that.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
So we,
Hopefully he does that again then.
for us, of course.
Yeah.
So now that we covered two positions,
We
um,
haven't. We don't
mhm.
have any center yet, huh?
Yes, I was thinking about that because I saw we have not the center and guard, but now we have a guard. So
So how many
out of,
credits do we have left now?
at the moment we have 55.2.
Okay, so we spent almost half of our
Oh,
credits in the third
yeah.
players.
So now we have to be very, very conservative thinking about
Yeah.
the amount we will spend. So now that we will go for definitely for a center, I will just keep the center
Yeah. Just
selected.
the centers.
With
Wow.
55 credits, I think we need to go.
All the first
Uh,
page is expensive.
yes, I think we need to go. Even the second page is more than 10. I think we need to go below that, to be honest, because if you see, we have the four bench players that they will still give you 50%, and the 6 man that will give you 100.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in that case, I was thinking if we can go less than 10
Hmm.
to see how it goes, and then we can
Yeah.
continue.
Agree.
So as you may see, there are still several options that you may have for the center position. Um, you may see, for example, Rivero is a good player.
Come
Of
on,
course.
that's my lock for a deep value team.
Yes, that's another project that we will do as well. So then Rivero is out of the question for the
Yeah. By
moment.
the way, guys, we're gonna create a deep value, we'll call it team that we will get all the players that we believe are undervalued, so that we will expect that team to keep adding value, and then coming second half of the year we can buy Mirotic and Misic are the same team. But yeah, that's for another episode. But
That's
yeah,
true.
we're gonna do that as well. So Rivero I think is a lock for there. I think he's gonna be great.
Okay. So then, if we cannot have Rivero, and if I go a page further, I see Ismael Baco, who had a great year last year in Spain, and now he's in Virtus. But in Virtus, he's the third tier center. He still gets playing time, but he's the third option.
Too much
Uh,
competition there. I agree.
I think yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Then we have Kivarius Hayes from Zalgiris. Suddenly,
Mm.
I
Just
see Yusufa Folder,
yeah, yeah.
and I think he had some good games recently in the French league. So, with 8.3 credits, in my opinion, I would pick Yusufa Fall for the center position. Um, Last year, he had some very, very good games as well, fantasy wise, again,
I
and
think
goals.
I
Mhm,
think is a great selection because I think the only other center of the team is Lovren. Probably
mhm.
these two centers that will share the time for probably will have less time, but then we have to remember Lovren. He's prone to injuries.
Mhm.
I think Four may have to step up at a point if they need to protect Lovren. So for 8.3, having a player that will write minutes consistently, I think, yeah, that's a one to get.
I think so. I think so. So, and as you said, Laverne is an injury-prone player, so Laverne can step up. Also, Decolo can assist because from the guard position with assists and
Should we
create. Mhm.
should we close down the guard positions then? No,
I
so
would
not the closing guard position. Sorry, the starting five. I meant.
the starting five. The starting five. Um, with another guard that we can pick a top tier guard. To be honest. Um,
Can we, or should we first serve some maybe credits for later?
okay,
Yeah,
then
like
if we don't pick a top tier, I was thinking about. To be honest, I was thinking about Darius Thompson. That's my, as you said about Rivero, that's my, let's say, lock
hmm,
because he had a great year last year with Lokomotiv Kuban, and I'm thinking that he's already breaking score, and he is the main creator for Basconia. Of course, there are some rumors that Vildoza will be back with the team, but still is not. So Thompson is the main guy.
yeah, I would agree. He had a very good year. He has to prove now that he's Euroleague
Mhm.
material.
Of course.
Um, so potentially we're taking a small leap of faith, but I think he deserves it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, for 10 point, yeah, let's go for it for 10.5 at Baskonia. Yeah.
Okay. So now we're all our starting five and the coach are there, and we still have 36.4 credits.
Mhm. Should we see? So I'm thinking, should we now
Mhm.
add maybe the sixth player, so like a really good player, or should we go for some?
To-
Um,
I think, to be honest, now that we
super-
can go for some cheaper players, one or
Mhm.
two now, so we can see how much credits we can save,
Okay.
and then we can see how many players and how many positions there are still left to fill.
Okay. So in that case, 36 for five positions, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Uh, so that's like almost 7 point something, yeah, almost 7 credits.
Hmm. Per position.
Okay. So we are in deep for this.
It's
Okay.
tough.
That'll
It's
be a
tough.
challenge.
Well,
Um,
You picked Pander earlier.
Should we
Mhm.
go then select, I guess, forward and guards, since we have four selections to do,
Mhm.
and sort um, by lowest credit.
Okay, should I keep it up to 7 in this case?
Yeah, I think so. Just to,
Okay,
yeah.
so for up to 7 credits, then that's the first page. Um,
Yeah, I
and
think we've
we
seen
are
it
for
already, right?
guards. We are for guards position. From the first page, that all the players that I see, I think the last player
Yeah.
with 22.5%. So he has to be in every,
Yeah.
almost in every team. Yaramas, I think he's a lock to be one of the guards, one of the
Yeah,
four
yeah,
guards
yeah,
for our
yeah,
team.
yeah. That's what I was saying. Don't even think about it. Let's do it.
Hmm. So Yaramas is one of the four guards. Should we close the guards or go forwards now and pick if we see any value for money
Um,
forward?
let's get another forward maybe.
Hmm.
Let's see what we can do. So should we sort from lowest credit to highest?
Oh,
So
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Let's see.
From the first page, I don't see anyone
Um,
who can.
yeah, maybe not.
Uh,
Tim Snyder, he always
Slade.
gets minutes.
Yes, that's true.
4.4.
I can add him. And
Trifunovic, right?
Trivunovic is one of the players that I have seen and from Partizan, and he gets playing time and
Hmm.
he can be very productive. So I think for 5.3, he has to be added to that team on the bench.
That's great. And how many credits now we left?
20.6.
Okay, that's actually good.
That's really good. And we have one center and one guard.
So I guess we don't need any restrictions on the credits on the top. Let's see our options in general. Um,
So should I'll put like this for the credits because now we don't have to search from the cheapest first.
mhm.
So we need guard and center. So these are the two
Okay,
positions.
let's see together. So we have Tavares at 14.7. In that case, we were left with what?
Uh, Almost. Let me see.
6.9 is
5.9. 5.9.
5.9, 5.9. And so if you go on the page,
Two.
on the last pages, maybe to see in case we put Tavares, what we can get.
Oh yes. If I
Because
put
you remember Tavares was one of my selections for best players.
true. So then if I go for guard, changing, and we have up to 5.9. So I put
Yeah,
6 just in case.
yeah.
Let me
Go
see.
page 3, I would say, straight away.
Yes. To see. Yeah, Obst is a nice option.
Um,
But I don't think that combination of Obst and Tavares is that strong, for example, or that productive,
um,
fantasy wise again, because Tavares can give you, definitely can give you 17 efficiency or 20.
yeah, let's think about it. So if Tavares can give us around like day in day out 17 plus,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
Then we have um Ops, that's probably, you will be around 20, I guess,
mhm.
combined. Then what else can we do? Doesn't seem bad actually. You could get Tavares on that, doesn't? Hmm. what else can we do? Um,
Well, for combination, if we have
if we
two,
wouldn't get Tavares, then
yes, and we have
let's see what else we go from the start as you had before with no credit restriction. All positions, I guess. Yeah, the two positions that we need. Sorry.
position. Yes, let me change that. Yes. So if no Tavares from the first page, if we go to the second page,
You have well,
you
you have
know,
many solutions here.
you have many solutions, and I see, you know, for end guards and centers, I see, for example, Ante Zizic, Mustafa Fall. They're great,
Mhm.
great centers.
Yeah.
Um, I see a name that he was, well, he didn't get the MVP of Eurobasket, but Lorenzo Brown, he had what a tournament for Spain.
Yeah.
And also, I saw that in his first game with Maccabi, he had 13 points, 12 assists.
Mm.
I know he needs time to play with the team, get in with the team, but if we can have a guard like him plus a good center, we have to see what are the options. I think it's a good combination. It's better than Obst and Tavares.
Yeah, because then we say, you get 20 probably, but
Mhm.
here then what's a sender we would get? And what about Pancos or De Colo?
Between them, for some reason, I'll go for Pangas. I think he's in a team with better teammates. He's
Mm,
Ettore Messina is on the bench, so between them, I'll go for Pangos. To be honest,
okay. So are we saying we're between Pancos and Brown then?
yes,
Okay.
mainly.
Okay, and what sender would we get in that case? So let's say if we get the most expensive, the Pancos.
So if I put Pangos, for example,
To
let
be
me see.
honest, it makes more sense to me to get Pancos than Brown
Mhm. Well,
because I'm not sure how the whole um, Maccabi
Maccabi project will go.
project will play out.
Mhm, mhm.
With two um, players that they need the ball in their hands in
Mhm.
order to create from themselves or create for others.
Yep.
Um, it's a question mark. So as you said, Lorenzo Brown is coming from an amazing year.
Mhm.
Last year he was amazing in Euroleague. He was the silent MVP for the
Sure.
Eurobasket. So however, maybe for the first game, it seems a safer option to go with Pangos.
Yes, and we still remember Pangos versus Barcelona, that playoff series. He was
Yeah.
magnificent. He was amazing. He was the maestro of Xavi Pascual's team,
Yeah.
to be honest. So, yes, I agree. Let's go for Pangas. And for the center position with 8.1 credits that we have, I think Hassan Martin has to be the choice.
He will get the minutes, definitely. I think he will get like more than 15,
Exactly.
even more than 20
Mhm.
minutes playing.
He's an athletic five.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's a mobile five.
I
Yeah,
think
he
he's
may not give us always much, but he may have his good days.
exactly, yeah. He can be productive for that Red Star team, definitely.
Yeah, so I think compared to Tavares, Obst, the chances are the Pancos Martin duo
Hmm.
will give us more.
That's true. I agree. I would pick
Okay.
this duo, to be honest,
Mm.
this combination of players.
However, we know Tavares, if he wants, he can score 40 on 35 to 40 easily.
Well,
Even next game, who knows, the starter. Um,
mhm.
but on the other hand, he's on a stacked team, Real Madrid. He has
He has body.
main players that can play in the paint, not just the centers, but also too
Mhm.
many power forwards. So maybe he can, um, reduce a little bit his playing time if the game is going well for Real Madrid. If it's a tough game till the end, then maybe Tavares can score quite high. So it's a very tough one to call, to be honest. Um, but if we think, in long term, probably you will get more by the duo. Um, yeah.
Yeah, because Pangos can give you score and assist as well. So that means he can get points from both. Also, he can score from free throw line.
So we are saying we are not taking the defensive player of the year, one of the best defenders of the league, and actually a player that can score no matter what in the paint. And that's a weird choice we're doing, but I guess, yeah, we'll go for it.
Yeah, it is a weird choice, but if there was another guard, for example, and not Andreas Obst, not because he's not good, he was great at the Eurobasket. He had an amazing tournament. He honestly, when I was seeing him playing, he was just, if you let him open, he will score definitely from 3 point line. So if it was not Ops, because I don't know the guards from Bayern, I don't know how
Right.
Bayern Munich will play. I don't know if he gets that many minutes compared to Germany in Eurobasket. That's why I believe this combination will give you more.
Yeah, they have Weller Bob, they have Corey Walden.
Yaramas.
Their main, I think, guard duo. Probably they have some new additions. They have a deep line of guards, so
Mhm.
that's true. Yeah, let's go for it. I think I'm happy with that. We just need to then create a system and decide on
Yes,
our captain.
3-2, yes, a bit. So actually, from what I see, only the forwards are not playing on the first round.
Okay.
So in this case, let me change to 3 guards because I see Pangos is playing as well.
Yeah, all our guards actually is playing, right?
Yes, and Yeramas
So
as
you
well.
need to put him on the sixth, I guess.
Yeramas.
Yeah. Uh,
And two. Yes,
oh,
the rest are playing.
that's a little bit worrying that we don't have any forward playing on the first day.
And yeah, but this can turn to our benefit. For example,
Yeah,
if we
I
put
have tomorrow
Pang,
Vezenkov.
yeah, if we put Pangos as a captain, for example, then next day we can put Vezenkov or Pander, depending who we want, and we can take more points, for example.
Yeah, and I would think between Wilbeck and Pankos, I will also go with Pankos,
Yeah.
just because of the defense they will face, each
Mm-hmm.
of them. Um, yeah, I think the only pity in this lineup we have is that Panther and Vezenkov play the same day,
Yeah.
because one of them would usually be our captain, right? But
Mhm.
who knows? Maybe Pankos will just do amazing, and we won't even have to worry about this.
Exactly. But if you see this team, it has very good guard line, to be honest. Wilbekin, Thompson, and Pangos, they are very good line for guards. And of course, forward, Vezenkov and Pander can give you score and points.
We will see. We will see how they actually do on the court. So,
Yeah.
if you guys enjoy that, please, like the video and follow us also on Twitter. And we're going to have another creation team with, as I said earlier, with a deep value team when we're gonna try to overgrow the budget of a team.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so then you will see also notifications for our videos
Yeah, and
as
if you
well.
want, join our league, right? So we will have on the description all the info, as we said earlier.
Of course, we're waiting for all of you, and it's
Cool.
just a game.
Yeah, and thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for
See
watching,
you on the
guys.
next one.
See you next time.
Bye.
Peace.